The Jamie Glaser Radio Show is on the air.
Hi, this is Steve Ruff. Glad to be on the Jamie Glaser radio program.
This is Furdie. I love saying my name. And this is the Jamie Glaser Radio Show.
Well, hi there, this is Rex the Rabbit, and you're listening to the Jamie Glaser Radio Show. This is Docarina Doc, the guinea pig. And you're listening to my cheap father's show, the Jamie Glaser Radio Show. Well, I have to go because, as you know, I got my own life, I got my own things to do. Bye-bye.
Well, hey everybody, welcome back to the Jamie Glaser Radio Show. I'm really glad you're here, and I wanted to thank all of you out there on Facebook and Twitter and all that, because this thing is growing like crazy, and I'm really glad to hear from all of you that you're having a good time listening to the show. I'm loving this, so hopefully we're going to just keep doing this and bringing you great sounds from my musician friends that I've worked with and for, give a little bit of support out there to those amazing people. The first thing we heard was Fit You Good by Bryan Adams, and I really loved playing guitar on that album. Anyway, as you know, my co-host is here, as he always is. Furdie, why don't you say hello to everybody?
Well, hello, everybody. Well, this is a very, very, very happy week for me, because the co-creator of The Simpsons, well, he helped my brothers and sisters. If you haven't heard the story, there was this ranch in San Diego where they were breeding my brothers and sisters at chinchillas, and they were in horrible, horrible conditions. And over the years, so many they're electrocuted and made into fur coats, and it's terrible what they do to us. But anyway, Sam Simon is an angel, and it's amazing. I mean, he has colon cancer, and he's out there rescuing animals, and he took his money and his time, and he went and he rescued over 400 of my brothers and sisters. It's like the happiest day ever. I was crying because in happiness. I was crying in happiness because it's just like the most beautiful thing. And
yeah, Furdie, I mean, when I heard about that, I cried too.
Well, I was thinking, since I'm the co-host, I should get to play some of my record collection for the great people out there listening. And I thought that the song you wrote it's on your album Music for Pets and People. I was thinking, why don't we play that song? And everybody seems to love that song. I mean, it's probably one of your most popular songs on iTunes. Why don't we play Thanks for Rescuing Me? Is that okay?
Oh, sure, Furdie. Let's play it. Here's Thanks for Rescuing Me. All alone in a cage too small, I slept my life away. It was like I didn't exist till you gave me love today. Thanks for rescuing me. Thanks for all that you do. Thanks for taking a chance, taking me home with you. If you hadn't come along, I don't know where I'd be. Thanks for showing me love. Thanks for rescuing me. I was cold in a world so cruel. I begged for every meal. Every night I slept in rain and snow, but now love is what I feel. Thanks for rescuing me. Thanks for all that you do. Thanks for taking a chance, taking me home with you. If you hadn't come along, I don't know where I'd be. Thanks for showing me love. Thanks for rescuing me. In the mills, puppies cry, and for virgin chillers die. Lonely birds wait for your love to heal their wings. Let your love set you free, and I'm sure that you will see. Every animal has a song to sing. Thanks for rescuing me. Thanks for all that you do. Thanks for taking a chance, taking me home with you. If you hadn't come along, I don't know where I'd be. Thanks for showing me love. Thanks for rescuing me. Thanks for showing me love. Thanks for rescuing me. Thank you so much, Sam Simon. Hey, Furdie, what the heck are you doing?
I'm enjoying the baseboards. I'm chewing. It tastes. Oh wow, it's tasty. Very good.
Furdie, come on, man. Listen, it's time you lighten up the mood a little. It's time for Furdie's Jokes.
Furdie's jokes. Furdie's jokes. Well, thank you, everybody. Well. Did you hear about there was this guy? He was driving on the 405 freeway. That's a big freeway in Los Angeles, and he in his back seat he had 3 penguins. He had the penguins in the car, and he was driving down the freeway, and all of a sudden the CHP, the California Highway Patrol, they put on the sirens and they stopped him, and they said, "Well, you have 3 penguins in the car. They shouldn't be in the car. You shouldn't be driving the penguins in the car." So the policeman said, "Well, you should really take the penguins to the zoo. You need to take the penguins to the zoo." Well, the man he said, "Okay, no problem, sir. No problem, officer." And so then the guy with the penguins, he drove off. Well, the next day, about the same time, the man, he was in the car and driving down the 405 freeway again, and then all of a sudden he hears woo, the sirens again, and then he looks and it's the same officer. It's the highway patrol guy, and the guy stops him, and the highway patrol guy doesn't look very happy, but he comes over. He says, "Sir, I thought I told you yesterday to take those penguins to the zoo." Well, the guy turned to the officer and he said, "Well, officer, I did. I took him to the zoo, and today we're going to the movies."
You know, Furdie, I like your jokes. They're kind of cool, and I bet the people out there like them too. You know, one of the greatest things about being me is that I've gotten to work with the greatest musicians on earth. I've been so blessed to just meet and become friends with incredible composers, producers, guitarists, And today, on our first interview ever on the Jamie Glaser Radio Show, I'm honored to bring in musician, composer, producer, nicest guy around, Steve Ruff from Houston, Texas. I'm going to play one of his tracks first, so you get it in the mood, and then immediately after, the interview with the amazing Steve Ruff. I would like you all to meet and say hello to Steve Ruff. Steve, are you there?
Yeah, thank you, Jamie. I'm really happy to be here, and I really appreciate you inviting me to be on the program. It's a real honor to be on it.
It's great that you're here. I'm not really sure how all this happened. One day I woke up and I said, well, I'm going to do a radio show, but I wanted to do something different. And my thoughts were that I had a few very dear friends like you that I learned from, that I really, really want to support. And I'm hoping that the people that have come along as our fans, yours and mine, will learn something about us and be able to access our music, you know, stuff that might not even be released sometimes. I wanted to find out from you, since you and I really got close, strangely enough, on Facebook, how you think Facebook, and I'm not positive if you use Twitter or any of the other ones, how you think that's affected your career or other people's careers, but particularly you, since this is your interview, how it's affected your audience, or in any way that you feel it may have affected your life.
Well, you know, that's an interesting question, because I typically, I play live in a band or whatnot. I have friends I play with here locally and record with whatnot. But Facebook had allowed me to get back in touch with all my friends from GIT, a music school out in L.A., and I stay in touch with them, and I was able to get in touch with people I admire and respect like yourself, who great players who, I was able to take lessons from, etc. So it's really kind of opened up my career as far as music goes. It allowed me to, share ideas, get support, listen to other people's musical ideas. It's been a real positive thing for me. I don't use it pretty much solely for that, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I try to keep my Facebook page music oriented. And but it's overall it's been a very positive thing for me. I've made a lot of friends through mutual friends like yourself, and we not only about music writing and theory and stuff like that, or that kind of thing, but also equipment, stuff like that we're all interested in, and sounding better and whatnot. So it's been a really great thing for me.
Would be really interested to find out about your upbringing. Was your family musical?
Yeah, starting way back when, my whole family was musical, especially from my mother's side of the family. And she sang in the church choir. That sort of thing was always very encouraging of me to take up music in some fashion. I remember taking piano when I was probably 6. Then my brothers, I had 2 older brothers who played guitar. So about 12, I started playing guitar.
Wow.
And that's the one that stuck. And by the time I was 14, I was playing my first gig and played all through high school, underage in clubs.
Who taught you when you were 12? Did you have a teacher? Did you self-learn?
Yeah, I took lessons from a local guy in the small town where I grew up, just outside of Houston. And I learned songs back when I was a kid. FM radio had a lot of guitar-oriented songs on it. And so it was really easy to keep my interest by learning songs I heard on the radio. And we ended up performing those in a band and all through high school. It was a lot of fun. I had a great time doing it. Got to see it and play and back up a lot of bigger acts that came through town because we were playing at the local bar that would hire those acts to come through.
Wow.
And so I learned a lot from just watching those older guys play, and really helped my interest. And about the time I got to an age where, I guess 18 or so, I decided, man, I really want to go to music school. But my parents asked me to get my degree first, so I did that. And then after I finished that,
what was the degree in?
I got a BBA in accounting, of all things.
Wow,
And
God, I have problems counting barbs, measures. You're an accounting degree?
I was kind of lucky about that, actually, because I went to the University of Texas in Austin, which was back in the day, I guess it still is now, but it was a real hotbed for the best bands in Texas. So I got to learn a lot and play a lot, and still have a lot of friends there. And they're all very, very talented. And I'm still good friends with them via Facebook. So that kind of gets back to your first question. But after I finished that up, I moved out to L.A. and went to GIT, and made a lot of friends there and played.
Yeah, GIT, for those of you who may not be musicians, is Guitar Institute. It's a branch of the Musicians Institute, right? Am I on track, Steve?
Yes.
I actually taught there for 4 years, late 80s, early 90s. I used to add, when people would come in, the new students, I'd ask them what their goals are, especially the men, the boys. And it was always like, well, I want to make a lot of money and I want to meet girls. At Berkeley, we couldn't say those things. It was like a whole different trip. Although we wanted the same things, of course.
Yeah, it's unlike Berkeley in a lot of ways. Berkeley's a 4-year program, obviously, but this was a 1-year program that I could afford to do, and
it's a great class.
Unfortunately, I wasn't there at the same time you were when you were teaching, or I'm sure would have hit it right off. But I still stay in touch with a lot of those guys from GIT back in the day, and we always help each other out. It's kind of a fraternity. And
you mentioned while you were speaking there about watching the other musicians and learning from them at an early age, at 14, right?
Yeah.
And I had a similar experience, and I used to actually sit in the basement well in New York of a band. I think they were called the New Tones, and they played Beatles and they played all this stuff. And New York, it snows like a lot. We're on the radio. I got to watch my language. Actually, I don't. It's a podcast, but I'm going to watch it anyway. So I'd sit in the well, and I'd be covered in snow because
Are you living on the street?
No,
there?
I mean, I should. Yeah, it was like I was, and I wanted to go in there so badly and jam because I had already been taking lessons since I was 9, and I'd look through the window, and I remember I was scraping the window so I could see what they were doing. And eventually, I guess they looked up, and I'm a neighbor. They probably thought I had frostbite by this time, which I probably was close to having, and they let me in. But Steve, the point is that experience, watching them day in and day out. I mean, I was ready to bring them water and make them toast, anything. Because the experience you learn from other musicians by watching them, I guess it's the same in any art, but there's nothing like it. There's really nothing like it. And I wonder, my question to you is, all of us are stuck behind a screen and a monitor, and some people don't even use computers anymore. They're using their phones. Do you feel like the new musician is going to suffer? I don't know if that's the word I really want to use. Maybe I'm just getting old. I feel like they're not getting the full experience. So do you think that the internet is hurting that experience?
Well, I can't speak for younger players. I know when I was growing up, I agree with you. Jam sessions were, we would try to play as much as we could. And as far as the internet and stuff, I mean, there's so much information that's being shared. I would like to think that it's a supplement to playing live or jamming when you're growing up learning to play. I would hope it would be that way, but there's no substitute for getting out and playing live with your friends. And if you're not playing in a band, at least jam to learn how to play. But I can understand how it could go the other way as well, like you're suggesting that, people just, get behind the screen and they don't feel like they need to get out and test the water with other players in a live situation. And I hope that's not the case because there's so much to learn that way.
I don't know if you're the group that you play with. I love that group that I've seen the video that the little jazz group you have.
Yeah.
If you use tracks, but more and more, even here in Utah, the few live dates I've taken, they have tracks. I mean, we're playing the tracks. I'm like, because it won't sound the same. Composers are spending 30 hours on a piano sound.
Yeah, but that's true. And the group you're referring to is a jazz group I play with occasionally. It's called Jazz Avenue here in town, and
okay.
I would totally agree with you about that. But there's also a flip side to that coin, which is that the people that come out and see us play, I think, and I've had a lot of younger guys, girls come out and hear us play. Besides an older crowd, we play kind of a smooth jazz thing, but okay. They're still thrilled to see people who can actually play an instrument live and sound, somewhat good live. And guitar in itself is such a graphic instrument. Keyboard player I used to play with always asked me, goes, how come people are so into guitar? I go, it's because when you're playing piano, they can't really see what you're doing. But when you're performing live, you've got that neck out there and you're, playing away, and they can see what it takes to deliver the music. You can see it and you can hear it.
You are a tremendous communicator. I know we've talked about it, but when you solo, you build your solos, you look at the people. In fact, that's one of the things I hope people will notice about the tracks we play on today's program, because you use an idea that to me is emotional. I mean, your music touches me. Your playing touches me. You've posted a couple of things on YouTube, on Facebook. Yep, there's a dog in the radio studio. Okay, Bullet. Bullet, Furdie is hired to be the co-host. Only chinchillas in this show, buddy. All right.
Everybody needs an Ed McMahon.
It's going to end up, it's going to be the Furdie the Chinchilla show with the guest star Jamie Glaser. Anyway, I'm drawn to your playing, and I know, obviously being one of your fans, I see the comments from people, and they get it. They get it. I mean, Steve, we both were in school with hundreds of other musicians, and you have it, and you got that.
Well, that's such an honor for you to say that, because you know how much I've learned from you. But making an emotional connection with a listener. I grew up in Texas, and there's a lot of blues, come over here. So that's a very emotional style of music. But I think those basic blues phrasing and the way it sounds, the idea behind blues, I've always been taught, was to make your guitar sound like a singer, like the human voice.
Oh, great, yeah. And
I think that still kind of comes through in anything I play. Even though I may not intend it to be that way, it's still, you know how it is when you synthesize so much music over a long period of time, you can't change who you are. It's still going to come out. I'm not a chameleon. I can't just 1 minute play like somebody and the next minute sound just like somebody else. It's always going to sound like me, and I think that emotional connection you're talking about comes from that.
Well, as you can hear, Steve is a great interview, and we're going to continue his interview in the next show. So please make sure to check Facebook and Twitter and any newsletters so you know when the next show will be broadcast. Forgive me for a little promotion here. We have T-shirts now for this radio show that are really cool. It's a picture of Furdie, and it says the Jamie Glaser Radio Show, and underneath kind of our logo, which is tasty. And the more orders we get, the cheaper we can sell them. So please go to Facebook and like our page, the Jamie Glaser Radio Show, and let us know. Also, there's an app there. You can download the music, at least of mine, that appears on the radio show. It's the second app down that says music on the left-hand side. The first app is actually CD Baby, and you can download and purchase some of the songs from my other records. Anyway, folks, we're going to close with a very cool song. It's called Too Hot, and it was originally done by Kool and the Gang, and I covered it on my album Music for Pets and People. We'll see you soon, and thanks again.